那翕恁头风也有翕较济啦。哪一个好看？对啊，那一个好漂亮哦。对啊，那个好漂亮。要去想谢谢。你看这啊，我给你翕落啊。这摄影啊，可以使叮当。我这啊，你这个。会上厕所。啊，这个是翕无你知？免，我有翕。啊，这造型嘛，看无啥有一个女人。
这个热玻璃呢，它是粘在热的上面才能够粘上。现在这个因为玻璃碎片呢，很容易粘上。
G's going to go over here to our reheating unit. He's actually going to melt that colored glass right in.
在我们另外一个大熔炉里呢，是有2300度的温度的玻璃大熔炉，它呢里面没有玻璃，只是用来加热用的。
Now he's going to come back to the bench, take a small wood block, he'll shape and cool that gather, get everything running nice and even down the end of the iron.
现在G手里拿的木勺子呢，是预先泡在水里面，它的木勺子呢有平滑和冷却的作用。
Blocks we're using are fruitwood blocks. These are apple and cherry wood.
这个木勺子一般来讲，我们是用水果木，那这个呢是樱桃木做的。
So he shaped the glass up. He's actually put some air in the other end cap with his thumb that pressurized it. And if you watch right there, you see that piece of glass start to expand just a little bit.
现在G手里拿的不锈钢的玻璃钢管呢，中间是通风的，可以吹一口气。他把吹口气呢按了以后呢，它慢慢就会胀大，胀成一个小球之后，它可以拿更多的玻璃。
Actually forced an air bubble right into it. So we got enough glass there to make a small little goblet. We're going to make an optic bowl for you this afternoon. To do that, we're going to go back to the furnace and actually gather up some more glass.
现在玻璃呢，必须降到某一个温度呢，才能够取更多的玻璃。当玻璃太软的话，没有办法取更多的玻璃。
And get that second gather, and once again, we'll go back to the bench, take a larger wood block, and shape and cool this, get everything running nice and even once again on the end of the iron.
吹玻璃最重要的呢，就是一定要取一定大的玻璃的时候呢，一定要取2次。第一次把那个气吹在里面，那个气把它固定之后呢，才能取更多玻璃。
We use a larger fruitwood block this time. These blocks last about a year and a half or so before we have to replace them. We leave them in water 24 hours a day.
现在已经换了更大的玻璃，所以它必须用更大的木勺子。那这个木勺子呢，这个樱桃木的木勺，一般来讲我们只能大概用1年左右，我们必须要换。
So Gio shaped this up a little bit more. We're actually going to pour this piece of glass right into one of those optic bowls right over there on the floor.
他现在计划要做一个大碗，所以他必须放到一个模型里去压出一个形状来，然后再吹气在里面，把它胀大。
I'll put a little air in here and force it right out into the ribs.
所以这口气吹进去之后呢，固定它的形状。
And once again, we'll go back into our reheating unit here and heat up the glass so we can actually begin to blow our piece up.
现在他又把它放回旁边的这个回火炉，回火炉呢是维持它的温度，玻璃在900度以上会破裂。
So hot glass is extremely easy to blow up. Actually, a lot easier than blowing up a balloon. Doesn't take much air pressure at all.
看他刚刚吹气的时候好像很困难，其实吹气在玻璃里呢是很容易像吹气球一样。
It's cutting a restriction off the end of the iron. The flames you see coming off the steel tubes is actually the beeswax we use to lubricate them.
我们看到他吹气之后呢，他现在用夹子夹出一个形状出来。等一下呢，这个形状很重要，等下从那里截断。
G's been working glass for about 9 years now. He's actually got a 4-year art degree from Melbourne State University. He works with us here throughout the year at the Corning Museum of Glass.
我们这位 G 师傅呢，他呢有9年的经验，他上了6年的大学才来学玻璃。然后这位 Don 呢，他有20几年的经验，所以他们2个一起合作做玻璃。
So he's going to cool that spot right there. We're actually going to pour a foot right onto the bottom of our piece here. We're going to give it a nice foot to sit on.
所以他打算把它转换过来之前呢，他要做一个底。
So I've got a solid nose iron here, and I'm just going to gather up some glass on the end of it. We'll actually shape this up and make a nice little foot out of it.
所以当在玻璃熔炉里取出一块再取出一块玻璃来，要做它的底部。
She's got a set of diamond shears in his hands. Probably the only place in the world you'll see a set of shears like that. Actually cut from 4 different corners.
所以他手里那个夹子呢是钻石型的夹子，它是专门用来剪玻璃，它能够剪出一定的形状来。
You'll snip right through that glass. Get back there at the bench. Take a cherry wood board. And actually push the glass back onto the piece.
现在的底呢已经完成，他必须把它弄平，所以他刚刚用那个也是木头做的木质的板子把它弄平。
Then he'll go around the outside of the piece with his stick-up tools and actually put a nice little scroll mark into our front, get a little true definition.
现在只用夹子，这钢夹子夹出一些花案来。
Once again, he'll go back into that unit, even out the heat of the piece. And the next thing we're going to do is actually transfer the piece from the blow iron to this iron right here. This iron is called a plenty iron. All I'm going to do is gather up a little glass on the end of it. I'm going to use it like a glue to make that transfer.
现在机已经把这个成品快完成，所以当然要拿出一点点的玻璃来，把它粘过来，把它转换过来。所以刚才那个切的口很重要。
I'll come over here to our marver and actually shape and cool this piece of glass a little bit.
现在他把它弄成一定的形状，等一下把它转换过来。
I'll bring it over here to G. He'll make the attachment.
现在必须放在它们中间，他们2个要合作，放在中间才能够把它粘得很紧，然后一起不停地转动。
Everything's running nice and straight. Then he'll take that saw right there and score that area where he made the restriction earlier.
现在沾一点水到刚才他夹出来的形状地方，轻轻一敲就可以打开来。
Tap the iron. The piece should break right away. There we go. So the front of the piece is a little sharp and jagged. Once again, we'll come back over here and melt that front edge all back in.
打开了口呢，上面有一些尖角，这个尖角呢必须到回火炉把它烧平烧化，所以呢，它等一下才可以做顶口。
You notice you can see inside this unit, we actually have a camera that's on the back side shining through a few silica windows. And it's the same glass they use in the space shuttle's windshields. So we'll open up the front part of the piece a little bit. And I believe we're going to puff it up a little bit further. We're going to use a steam stick. It's a wood cone that we leave in water. You'll insert it into the front as the water evaporates out of the wood. It'll expand the glass where it's the hottest.
蒸汽呢，等一下插在里面的时候，蒸汽没有地方去，就会把这个瓶子胀大。我们看它胀大。
Steam sticks have been around for 1,000 years or better. Romans actually used these.
这个整个工程呢，这个动作呢，都是1000年的历史了。我们还是用这手工来做这个玻璃。
So the glass has gotten a lot thinner. We're actually going to heat it up a little bit more. We're going to go back in and open it up a little. Probably like to keep it upwards of about 900 degrees or better.
我现在看到鸡手里这个成品呢，呈橘红色，表示温度非常的高，它要维持在1400度左右温度，否则900度以下就会破裂玻璃。
And we can stop right there and be a nice little candy dish. We're going to take it a little bit further. We're actually going to go back in, heat that front edge up. What we're going to do with this piece of glass when we finish it, we're going to put it into this annealing oven. It's on a soak cycle of a little over 900 degrees. This piece has to slow cool overnight to take all the stress out of it.
我们一直提到玻璃在900度以上呢就会破裂，所以呢这个成品完成之后呢，一定要放在中间一个降温炉，这降温炉在每1个小时降100度，到明天早上呢就可以取出来。
You put a little water right back there where we made that connection. That'll weaken that joint. tap the iron, off it goes.
现在完成了，轻轻一敲，加上水就可以打开来了。
We'll melt that little spot in so nobody gets cut on the bottom of our piece.
现在我们用高温把刚才敲的有碎破的地方，再把它烧平。
Stick it into our annealing oven, and we can take a closer look at that one tomorrow morning.
好，现在已经完成。